Welcome into NFL Daily. I am Tom Downey. Power Rankings coming at you guys and made possible today by Roan. We'll tell you all about them and their awesome commuter collection line of clothes. Get 20% off by using promo code ChatSports over at roan.com/chatsports. Now, we normally do Power Rankings each Tuesday morning, right after Monday Night Football. If you want a new batch of Power Rankings after the NFL trade deadline, which would be on Wednesday this upcoming week, then type me in the comment section right now. We'll go 32-1 AP poll style, worst to first. No surprise here at the very bottom. The Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals, both unanimous here at Chat Sports as the two worst teams in football because everyone else has at least 2 wins. And then this is where things get a little bit more complicated. A bunch of 2-loss, mostly teams. Denver at 2-5. Hey, they beat the Green Bay Packers. That's a big deal, but they're not really that good of a football team at this stage. And the difference between 30 and somewhere in the 25-ish range is pretty minimal in our rankings. A lot of disagreements there. The Raiders at number 29 on our list. It's bad in Vegas. Certainly sounds like Josh McDaniels has already lost that locker room because this is what Josh McDaniels does. Should not be that big of a surprise. The Raiders, a terrible loss against the Chicago Bears. So should the Raiders fire Josh McDaniels? I think I know what Raiders fans want. Maybe Chiefs fans, Chargers fans would disagree. But sound off in the comments. Y for yes, N for no. The Giants at number 28. A key win over the Washington Commanders, who I still don't think are that good of a football team. But Giants only have 2 wins. And boy, is Tyrod Taylor better than Daniel Jones? Ugh, it's not a fun spot to be. All right, the Patriots at number 20. So they actually do jump up a little bit after a surprising win over the Buffalo Bills. That offense was doing nothing for weeks. Then they upset the Bills. Go figure. Producer Chris, I know you're a Patriots fan. Big win for New England. And a big-time win for the Chicago Bears and the cult of Tyson Bagent. Is he the shortest air yards per attempt or completion, one of those two, in a win in like 5 years, something crazy like that? But they got the win. Jets Foreman played great on the ground. They upset the Raiders. Will it come crashing back down to earth? Yeah, probably. But still, it's a huge win for Chicago and that organization. There's Green Bay at number 25. Again, they do slide down several spots. They've been all these teams are weird. Like they have these moments like, they actually look pretty good. Then they just get embarrassed other weeks. So probably slightly non-contenders on that front. Tennessee at number 24 on our list. They just traded away Kevin Byard to the Philadelphia Eagles. I think a sign that they could be big-time sellers this year at the trade deadline. So today's semi-complicated pin comment, but you guys are smart. You can figure it out. 2-part ask. Shout out your favorite team and if they will be buyers or sellers at the pin comment, all in one reply. So it could be like, the Eagles, obvious buyers. The Cardinals, sellers. Type in Cardinals-S. The ad comes on YouTube. Take advantage. Think about it. Go vote in the pin poll. Number 23, the Washington Commanders. I don't believe they're that good. It's a weird team because they have a good defense, but the offense is really inconsistent. Sam Howell is a chaos agent. Still not buying them as a contender. Indy, F the refs in the comments. I think a lot of teams can say that this week, folks. The refs are terrible. They kind of got screwed against the Browns. Shane Steichen does a really good job as a play caller. I have been very impressed by him. I wish it was Anthony Richardson out there. They'll probably come in just shy of 500, my guess is, this season. The Saints. Oh, the Saints. What are we going to do with you guys? 3-4. The offense is kind of a cluster. We're also in the weird 3-win team range, which difference between this 21, 22 range to 16 is pretty small again. It's another cluster. I don't know what to do with New Orleans. The NFC South is wide open, but until that offense gets things figured out, I cannot trust them. What I can't trust is Roan. I wear the commuter collection constantly because they've got everything I need no matter what I'm doing during or after work. The commuter collection gets you straight through any workday and right into whatever comes next. It is the most breathable, comfortable, and flexible set of products known to mankind. You've got pants, dress shirts, Quarter zips, polos, the one that I'm wearing today. You never have to worry about what to wear with the Roan Commuter Collection. Also, there's no giant logo, or there's no giant text. I don't like those on shirts. I like to keep it simple and plain. And Roan's super comfortable and looks great as well. The Commuter Collection will get you through any workday and straight into whatever comes next. So head to roan.com/chatsports and use promo code chatsports to save 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off your entire order when you go to RHONE.com/chatsports. Link will be in the comments and the description. Find your corner office comfort and upgrade your closet with Roan today. Number 8 on our list is the New York Football Jets. They've been competitive. I think the Jets and a few other teams fall into the same category of their defense is great. It's been kind of a resurgent year for defenses, by the way, across the NFL. But, do you trust the quarterback right now? The Rams at number 19, they're 3-4. Again, there's not much separation here. That's a bad loss to Pittsburgh. That's what Pittsburgh does. Pittsburgh should not be winning football games with that offense. Here they are. There might be a playoff team again this year, or at least above 500. The Vikings at number 18, they are 3-4. They only play weird. I tweeted this out after the first quarter. I said the Vikings only play weird games. A back-breaking turnover late in the game is coming. It's exactly what happened. Brock Purdy picked off by Cam Bynum. Minnesota only plays close games. They only play weird games. All of a sudden, now they're 3-4. And the trade Kirk Cousins that I have pushed for a while, can't do it now. You might be able to backdoor your way into a wild card spot. Sneaky good team this year is the Houston Texans. I think the Bobby Slowick, CJ Stroud tandem is a damn good one. They will push for one again. This is kind of in that wild card race tier here. Don't sleep on Houston. I think the Jags will win the division. I think they're the second best team, though. The Chargers at number 16, 2-4. Look, they've lost to a bunch of good teams this year. That's also been the Chargers' issue. It happens to somebody. You're not always going to beat every team you're not supposed to, or you're supposed to even. Chargers this year, right? Loss against the Dolphins by 2. Dolphins are a great team. Bad loss against the Titans in overtime. Beat the Vikings, beat the Raiders, lost by 3 against the Cowboys, and then a bad loss bigger loss to the Chiefs. I think they'll get things figured out, but if they don't, heads are going to roll. Tampa at number 15. Let's just go to the Falcons at 14 here as well. Yeah, Atlanta is ahead of Tampa now. I have no idea what to make about any team in the NFC South. That's outside the fact that Carolina is bad. I have no idea what to make of them. Like, the Falcons moved the ball great against the Bucs. They averaged like 5.6. They were the most successful offense until they got in the red zone, and they fumbled twice on the 1-yard line. How? How does that happen? Like, they should have blown out the Bucs. They really should have. And there's the weird Bijan Robinson. He's sick. We think. I wouldn't maybe doubt the coaching staff, but that's also weird. Like, Tampa's defense is good. These teams, I think, will probably end up just determining the winner of the NFC South and the right to probably lose in the wild card game at home. But it's a weird division. It's 2 weird teams. The NFL is just weird overall this year. Now, who's the best team in the NFL? It was the 49ers last week. It is not this week for us here at Chat Sports, and I think for many of you watching. Who do you think is the number 1 team in the National Football League? Go vote in the comments. Number 13. Oh, those Pittsburgh Steelers. This is what they do. A game against this is also why I don't bet the Steelers ever, because they're very tough to figure out. Their offense objectively is bad this year. Now, it was better against the Rams. Now they get the Jags this upcoming week. That's probably a game they end up losing, but they're 4-2. I think that they are a very real playoff threat in what is a loaded AFC North, by the way, because every single AFC North team is in our top 13. The Bengals are at number 12. Now, they look better right now. They do. They look better with Joe Burrow at the helm, etc., but there is a lot of uncertainty about how good they'll be overall. The bye should help them. They'll fight for a playoff spot. They're actually 1 spot behind the Seattle Seahawks at number 11. I was a little bit surprised by that, but the difference here between, as I'm looking at my notes, difference between the number 12 team and the number 10 team is basically nothing. One person could have flipped their voting and it would have changed it pretty significantly. Seahawks at 11, the Browns at number 10. The rest of the roster actually is championship caliber, and the quarterback play is holding them back significantly. I'm worried about the Deshaun Watson Browns situation. Someone has to be number 10. You can make an argument for the Bengals, the Seahawks as well. The Browns had that spot for now. Are we worried about the Bills? Or should we be worried about the Bills? They're 4-3. They're trending towards a wild card with the way Miami is now ahead of them all of a sudden. The defense is really banged up. It's Ed Oliver's out. Matt Milano's out. Trey White is out. They're missing a bunch of key dudes back there, and I worry about that defense moving forward. Jacksonville, they will always find creative ways to shoot themselves in the foot and still normally come out on top. By the way, for as open as this AFC is, and everyone wants that number 1 seed so you get home field advantage, the Jags are a game back of that. Maybe we should not sleep on Jacksonville finding a way to keep winning football games and getting that number 1 seed in the AFC. Now, if you want free daily NFL videos, hit that sub button. Power rankings, trade deadline coverage. Once we get later on in the season, more NFL draft coverage and playoff predictions as well. Hit that sub button right now. Number 7, the Dallas Cowboys. Up slightly this past week because, the Bills dropped the game. They are 4-2, coming off the bye. Not too much to discuss about them. Oh, the Lions. They were in the top 5 last week. And then the Baltimore Ravens, who are number 5. Wow. The Ravens just did, frankly, I think there are some illegal things that happened in that game, like crime and punishment stuff. Like that was a horrible game for the Lions. They had nothing going on either side of the football. The Ravens dominated. You're not always going to get that level of performance from either team, but Baltimore, I think the most impressive performance in all of the NFL this past week. The Dolphins at number 4. They've had 2 losses to the Bills and the Eagles. I'm sure Fins fans are still mad about the flags in that one, but it's not just the officials' fault, although I think they were pretty bad. No one got screwed more than the Colts did. The Falcons-Bucs refs were also terrible. Officiating sucks this year. Dolphins got to iron out some kinks. They're missing some pieces overall. I think they're still going to be a very dangerous team come playoff time. The 49ers are number 3 on our list. They dropped down a couple spots after the disappointing loss to the Minnesota Vikings. And after a dominant blowout win over the Dallas Cowboys, the Niners have lost against a Browns team led by P.J. Walker and a Vikings team that many had been discussing them selling at the trade deadline in prime time. So we have to do it. Are the 49ers frauds? Or is it just a bump in the road? 1 for yes or 0 for no. Not unanimous, but the Eagles are number 2 on our list. An impressive win over the Miami Dolphins. They're starting to lean back into things that work better. They're definitely trending upward. But number 1, the Kansas City Chiefs. They lost back in week 1 against the Lions, and they have been an awesome football team since then. Go figure. Time is a flat circle, and the initial season opening list of Chiefs 1, Eagles 2 is once again Chiefs 1, Eagles 2 entering week 8.